Meditation refers to a state where your body and mind are consciously relaxed and focused. Practitioners of this art report increased awareness, focus, and concentration, as well as a more positive outlook in life. Meditation is most commonly associated with monks, mystics and other spiritual disciplines. However, you don't have to be a monk or a mystic to enjoy its benefits. And you don't even have to be in a special place to practice it. You could even try it in your own living room. Although there are many different approaches to meditation, the fundamental principles remain the same. The most important among these principles is that of removing obstructive, negative, and wandering thoughts and fantasies, and calming the mind with a deep sense of focus. This clears the mind of debris and prepares it for a higher quality of activity. The negative thoughts you have, those of noisy neighbors, bossy co-worker, that parking ticket you got, and unwanted spam are said to contribute to the polluting of the mind, and shutting them out allows for the cleansing of the mind so that it may focus on deeper, more meaningful thoughts. Some practitioners even shut out all sensory input, no sights, no sounds, and nothing to touch, and try to detach themselves from the commotion around them. You may now focus on a deep, profound thought if this is your goal. It may seem deafening at first, since we are all too accustomed to constantly hearing and seeing things, but as you continue this exercise you will find yourself becoming more aware of everything around you. If you find the meditating positions you see on television threatening, those with impossibly arched backs, and painful-looking contortions, you need not worry. The principle here is to be in a comfortable position conducive to concentration. This may be while sitting cross-legged, standing, lying down, and even walking. If the position allows you to relax and focus, then that would be a good starting point. While sitting or standing, the back should be straight, but not tense or tight. In other positions, the only no-no is slouching and falling asleep. Loose, comfortable clothes help a lot in the process, since tight-fitting clothes have a tendency to choke you up and make you feel tense. The place you perform meditation should have a soothing atmosphere. It may be in your living room, or bedroom, or any place that you feel comfortable in. You might want an exercise mat if you plan to take on the more challenging positions, if you feel more focused doing so, and if the contortionist in you is screaming for release. You may want to have the place arranged so that it is soothing to your senses. Silence helps most people relax and meditate, so you may want a quiet, isolated area far from the ringing of the phone or the humming of the washing machine. Pleasing scents also help in that regard, so stocking up on aromatic candles isn't such a bad idea either. The monks you see on television making those monotonous sounds are actually performing their mantra. This, in simple terms, is a short creed, a simple sound which, for these practitioners, holds a mystic value. You do not need to perform such, however. It would pay to note that focusing on repeated actions such as breathing and humming help the practitioner enter a higher state of consciousness. The principle here is focus. You could also try focusing on a certain object or thought, or even, while keeping your eyes open, focus on a single sight. One sample routine would be to, while in a meditative state, silently name every part of your body and focusing your consciousness on that part. While doing this you should be aware of any tension on any part of your body. Mentally visualize releasing this tension, it works wonders. There are also many meditation CDs on the market that have been scientifically proven to alter your brainwaves in such a way to help you achieve deep meditation. In all, meditation is a relatively risk-free practice and its benefits are well worth the effort, or non-effort. Remember, we're relaxing. Studies have shown that meditation does bring about beneficial physiologic effects to the body. And there has been a growing consensus in the medical community to further study the effects of such. Why you need to meditate. The side effects of meditation are positive and countless. Studies have demonstrated that those who meditate on a regular basis have reduced illness, stress, and need for rest. But one of the most compelling reasons to meditate is that the process of meditation itself is sublime. Meditation is not dependent upon the result, But the act of meditation itself is a blissful one, transporting one to a state of contentment and tranquil awareness during the training of meditation itself, not just at the end of training. Actually, because the means equals the end, the training has no beginning and never ends. All of us in modern times experience a constant onslaught of stress. We are bombarded by uninvited energies in the form of such things as television, noise pollution, arguments, and angry or envious people. In order to counteract this enormously overwhelming force of negativity and distress, we need a superior power, gathered within ourselves. And meditation connects us to this internal reservoir of cleansing, enlightening energy. In former times, nature surrounded people in their daily routines and rituals of existence. There were no artificial sound vibrations from telephones or machinery. There were no stresses and diseases resulting from urban industrial complexities. There was the sound of water, the hum of the wind, the beauty of the stars in the sky, and the scent of the earth. There were natural tempos in every aspect of life, as people planted seeds, nurtured them into foodstuffs, and as they observed the cycles of nature they felt a connection to them. Nowadays we can live our entire lifespan without ever contacting nature in a direct way. We live in artificially controlled climates. We gather food from fast food restaurants or from stores where it is packaged in a factory. We invite a total divorce of ourselves from our natural origins and our organic, original pace of life. Meditation allows us an easy, convenient, portable method to enter into those lost natural rhythms and aesthetics, by closing out the world around us, letting go of our bodies, and clearing the mind of all the artificial stress it gathers knowingly or unknowingly during the course of lives. Meditation costs nothing, it has no harmful side effects, and it won't add calories or cholesterol to your body. Nor is it addictive in the sense of drugs and alcohol. But it does provide practitioners with an elevated sense of well-being, often compared to a natural high more powerful than those induced by drugs, and this component of meditation is one that can be fully embraced for positive, healthy benefits. The human body is a complex creation, and in the brain the body naturally produces drugs that are hundreds of times more powerful than pharmaceutical narcotics. As one meditates, the body secretes mysterious hormones and chemicals that actually provide an incredible rush of energy and happiness, and this is only one of the amazing side effects of meditation practice. Meditation is different things to different people. Some use it in place of, or in addition to, psychotherapy. Others find it most valuable as a tool to enhance sports or work performance, and to increase the memory and other mental functions. Some people rely upon it to help them deal with grief or the aftermath of trauma or tragedy, and to regain a contentment and appreciation for life's beauties. And there are those who use meditation as a creative tool to inspire them in the arts. Meditation gives us stronger and more sustainable vigor, sexual energy, and calm, as it provides a restfulness that is comparable to deep, exceptionally restful sleep. There are countless reasons to meditate, and one way to make the world a better and more peaceful and harmonious place is for all of us to dedicate some time out of our stressful lives to pause and drink from the mental oasis of meditation practice.
That's it. You have learned all of the articles. Now, you can move on to the vocabulary.
Meditation. M-E-D-I-T-A-T-I-O-N. Meditation. Meditation means continuous and profound contemplation, or musing on a subject or series of subjects of a deep, or abstruse nature. The habit of meditation is the basis for all real knowledge. Focus. F-O-C-U-S. Focus. Focus means direct one's attention on something. Please focus on your studies and not on your hobbies. Concentration. C-O-N-C-E-N-T-R-A-T-I-O-N. Concentration. Concentration means complete attention. Intense mental effort. Stress affects your powers of concentration. Fundamental. F. U. N. D. A. M. E. N. T. A. L. Fundamental. Fundamental means serving as an essential component. An example that was fundamental to the argument. Obstructive. O. B. S. T. R. U. C. T. I. V. E. Obstructive. Obstructive means preventing movement. The obstructive crowds of revelers overflowing into the street. Calm. C. A. L. M. Calm. Calm means make calm or still. Calm the dragons of worry and fear. Sense. S. E. N. S. E. Sense. Sense means the meaning of a word or expression. The way in which a word or expression, or situation can be interpreted. The dictionary gave several senses for the word. Bossy. B. O. S. S. Y. Bossy. Bossy means offensively self-assured, or given to exercising usually unwarranted power. A bossy way of ordering others around. Coworker. Coworker. Coworker means an associate you work with, doing the same kind of job. He is my best coworker. Contortion. C. O. N. T. O. R. T. I. O. N. Contortion. Contortion means a tortuous and twisted shape or position. The acrobat performed incredible contortions. Soothing. S. O. O. T. H. I. N. G. Soothing. Soothing means freeing from fear and anxiety. The place you perform meditation should have a soothing atmosphere. Tendency. T. E. N. D. E. N. C. Y. Tendency. Tendency means an attitude of mind, especially one that favors one alternative over others. A tendency to be too strict. Monotonous. M. O. N. O. T. O. N. O. U. S. Monotonous. Monotonous means tediously repetitious, or lacking in variety. Nothing is so monotonous as the sea. Consciousness. C. O. N. S. C. I. O. U. S. N. E. S. S. Consciousness. Consciousness means an alert cognitive state in which you are aware of yourself and your situation. He lost consciousness. Tension. T. E. N. S. I. O. N. Tension. Tension means a state of mental or emotional strain or suspense. He suffered from fatigue and emotional tension. Physiologic. P. H. Y. S. I. O. L. O. G. I. C. Physiologic. Physiologic means of, or consistent with an organism's normal functioning. Physiologic functions. Consensus. C. O. N. S. E. N. S. U. S. Consensus. Consensus means agreement in the judgment, or opinion reached by a group as a whole. The lack of consensus reflected differences in theoretical positions. Sublime. S. U. B. L. I. M. E. Sublime. Sublime means of high moral, or intellectual value. elevated in nature or style. A sublime purpose. Contentment. C-O-N-T-E-N-T-M-E-N-T, contentment. Contentment means happiness with one's situation in life. A state of contentment. Tranquil. T-R-A-N-Q-U-I-L, tranquil. Tranquil means not agitated, without losing self-possession. Spoke in a tranquil voice. Onslaught. O-N-S-L-A-U-G-H-T, onslaught. Onslaught means a sudden and severe onset of trouble. All of us in modern times experience a constant onslaught of stress. Aesthetic. A-E-S-T-H-E-T-I-C, aesthetic. Aesthetic means a philosophical theory as to what is beautiful. He despised the aesthetic of minimalism. Addictive. A-D-D-I-C-T-I-V-E, addictive. Addictive means causing, or characterized by addiction. Addictive behavior. Elevated. E-L-E-V-A-T-E-D, elevated. Elevated means important, or of very high rank. An elevated sense of well-being. Psychotherapy. P-S-Y-C-H-O-T-H-E-R-A-P-Y. Psychotherapy. Psychotherapy means the treatment of mental or emotional problems by psychological means. A method of psychotherapy that reinforces you for stating negative and positive feelings directly. Enhance. E-N-H-A-N-C-E, enhance. Enhance means increase. This will enhance your enjoyment. Sustainable. S-U-S-T-A-I-N-A-B-L-E, sustainable. Sustainable means capable of being sustained. Meditation gives us stronger and more sustainable vigor. Vigor. V-I-G-O-R, vigor. Vigor means forceful exertion, active strength of body or mind. He plays tennis with great vigor. Harmonious. H-A-R-M-O-N-I-O-U-S, harmonious. Harmonious means musically pleasing. Peaceful and harmonious place. Understanding mood disorders. It's shocking to note that mood disorders these days are not uncommon. In the United States alone, it is estimated that between 15 and 20 million people suffer from depressive disorders. Most symptoms of depression would be characterized as overwhelming sadness and loss of joy and pleasure in daily activities. Depression has been called the common cold of mental illness, not indicating that symptoms of depression are mild, but because they are widespread. Bipolar disorder is one of many types of depression that affects many individuals. More recently, this disorder has been given more public light. Symptoms of this disorder often include mixed states of mania and depression. Oftentimes during the depression phase of bipolar disorder, patients are plagued with thoughts of suicide, while during the manic phase the patient has far more energy than normal. Oftentimes they are very talkative, and experience a huge boost in self-confidence. It is estimated that bipolar disorder affects about 2.3 million adults in the United States in any given year. A worldwide accounting of bipolar disorder in adults is a lot higher. Statistical numbers of mood disorders cannot, however, decide the pain and suffering that such ones go through. Depression. Everyone experiences a case of the blues from time to time, but most often it only lasts a relatively short time. This would not be considered clinical depression, which is far more serious than a case of the blues. What causes clinical depression? While it is not fully understood as to all the causes of clinical depression, it is noted that there are many biological and emotional factors that contribute to the development of a severe depressive disorder. It affects more than 19 million Americans a year, and it is estimated that approximately 3% to 5% of teenagers suffer from clinical depression every year. Those suffering from chronic depression often fail to realize the seriousness of their condition. Just how serious is it? It has often been linked to lack of performance, alcohol and drug abuse, severe feelings of worthlessness and guilt, and in many cases suicide. Oftentimes having an empathetic friend that will lend a listening ear can bring great relief. However, because the biochemical factor that is involved with the disorder, it is not often realistic to rely solely on your friend's listening ear. Mood disorders such as clinical depression often have a great impact on family members. However, there are things that family members can do to help those ailing from the condition. Wholehearted support is vital when a loved one is suffering from this disorder. It is often helpful to study up on the condition and become thoroughly familiar with the disorder. This will allow one to be able to better cope and deal with the sufferer. Bipolar disorder. Living with depression can be a great challenge, but the challenge is even greater when it is coupled with mania, a mood swing in bipolar disorder. Family members may often be confused as to the erratic behavior of those suffering from bipolar disorder. Bipolar's effects are not just directed one way. Oftentimes the pain is reflected inwards as well to the sufferer. The patient suffering from bipolar disorder may often be left confused at the lack of stability in their life. What is the cause of bipolar disorder? Through several studies, scientists are trying to uncover the cause of bipolar disorder. While there is no known single cause of bipolar disorder, it is known that genetics plays a big part in the cause. Family members that are directly related to ones who suffer from bipolar depression have a greater chance of developing the bipolar or major depression in your lifetime. Bipolar disorder knows no gender and has an equal opportunity of affecting both sexes. Most often the disorder starts developing in young adulthood. However, studies have shown development of the disorder in younger age groups. Since the symptoms are so wide in their range, it is often hard to detect, especially when intervals between mania and depression can last years. While living with depression or bipolar depression may be hard, and equally as hard to diagnose, there is hope for those that suffer from them. Transforming your thoughts is key for dealing with depression. The greatest teacher that ever lived once said, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." What you constantly think of a situation is quite inevitably what becomes of it. Therefore it is paramount that in any and every situation our thinking should be positive. If there is one fact that religion, science and psychology seem to agree on, it is that the mind is indeed the most powerful force in the world. Yoga sages have stated that whoever can control the mind is indeed a powerful human being. That said, it is obvious that in coping with stress and dealing with depressive situations, one should make every step to think positively as perhaps the first weapon to combat negative challenges. Friends, everything starts with a thought. Moreover, thoughts have the innate ability of phenomenally materializing into what it is that is projected in your mind. Consequently, it will be safe to say we should all make attempts to change our mental habits to belief instead of disbelief as much as possible. This of course will be most paramount when seeking ways to overcoming depression. Characterized by feelings of worthlessness, doubt, pessimism, if we allow depressive thoughts to constantly permeate our minds, they could actually gain the ability to diffuse into our speech and actions and consequently could aggravate the very situations and challenges one is facing that may be causing depressive thoughts in the first place. When dealing with problems arising from depression, the famous psychologist William James has this cryptic quote to say: "Our belief at the beginning of a doubtful undertaking, or challenging situation is the one thing that ensures a successful outcome at the end." This reminds me of another powerful verse in the Bible found in Mark 4 verse 23, "If you can believe, all things are possible to him that believes." Combining the gist and effect of both quotes, one can see that it is imperative to believe in, and expect the best in any situation one may be going through. In so doing, you will bring everything into the realm of possibility and success. In no way does this mean that we should sit back and just expect things to miraculously change. It means we must change our thought processes about our situations first, perform the actions that will lead us to, and keep us on the path to success at overcoming our challenges. And as words, thoughts and actions have an effect on each other as factors, one is also advised to constantly speak positively about what challenges one may be facing. Combining all three factors will greatly help in making sure each component remains positively tuned towards overcoming our depression.
That's it. You have learned all of the articles. Now, you can move on to the vocabulary.
Biological. B I O L O G I C A L. Biological. Biological means pertaining to biology or to life and living things. A natural biological response. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder means a mental disorder characterized by episodes of mania and depression. Bipolar disorder is one of many types of depression. Characterized. C H A R A C T E R I Z E D. Characterized. Characterized means describe or portray the character or the qualities or peculiarities of. This poem can be characterized as a lament for a dead lover. Chronic. C H R O N I C. Chronic. Chronic means being long-lasting and recurrent or characterized by long suffering. A chronic shortage of funds. Clinical. C L I N I C A L. Clinical. Clinical means relating to a clinic or conducted in or as if in a clinic, and depending on direct observation of patients. Clinical observation. Confused. C O N F U S E D. Confused. Confused means perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Obviously confused by his questions. Depressive. D E P R E S S I V E. Depressive. Depressive means causing or suggestive of sorrow or gloom. A depressive outlook. Disorder. D I S O R D E R. Disorder. Disorder means condition in which there is a disturbance of normal functioning. The doctor prescribed some medicine for the disorder. Drug abuse. Drug abuse. Drug abuse means excessive use of drugs. Drug abuse has a wide range of definitions. Emotional. E M O T I O N A L. Emotional. Emotional means determined or actuated by emotion rather than reason. It was an emotional judgment. Empathetic. E M P A T H E T I C. Empathetic. Empathetic means showing empathy or ready comprehension of others' states. a sensitive and empathetic school counselor. Guilt. G-U-I-L-T, guilt. Guilt means the state of having committed an offense. Feelings of worthlessness and guilt. Inevitably. I-N-E-V-I-T-A-B-L-Y, inevitably. Inevitably means in such a manner as could not be otherwise. We must inevitably be objective. Inward. I-N-W-A-R-D, inward. Inward means relating to or existing in the mind or thoughts. A concern with inward reflections. Mania. M-A-N-I-A, mania. Mania means a mood disorder, an affective disorder in which the victim tends to respond excessively and sometimes violently. Mixed states of mania and depression. Materialize. M-A-T-E-R-I-A-L-I-Z-E, materialize. Materialize means come into being, become reality. Her dream really materialized. Mental illness. Mental illness. Mental illness means any disease of the mind, the psychological state of someone who has emotional or behavioral problems serious enough to require psychiatric intervention. Depression has been called the common cold of mental illness. Mood. M-O-O-D, mood. Mood means a characteristic, habitual or relatively temporary, state of feeling. He was in a bad mood. Overwhelming. O-V-E-R-W-H-E-L-M-I-N-G, overwhelming. Overwhelming means so strong as to be irresistible. The temptation to despair may become overwhelming. Pain. P-A-I-N, pain. Pain means emotional distress, a fundamental feeling that people try to avoid. The pain of loneliness. Paramount. P-A-R-A-M-O-U-N-T, paramount. Paramount means having superior power and influence. The paramount mood among policymakers is optimism. Permeate. P-E-R-M-E-A-T-E, permeate. Permeate means spread or diffuse through. His campaign was permeated with accusations and personal attacks. Pessimism. P-E-S-S-I-M-I-S-M, pessimism. Pessimism means the feeling that things will turn out badly. There is deep pessimism about the future. Plague. P-L-A-G-U-E, plague. Plague means annoy continually or chronically. He is known to plague his staff when he is overworked. Psychology. P-S-Y-C-H-O-L-O-G-Y, psychology. Psychology means the science of mental life. The field of developmental psychology. Stability. S-T-A-B-I-L-I-T-Y, stability. Stability means the quality of being enduring and free from change or variation. Early mariners relied on the stability of the trade winds. Suffering. S-U-F-F-E-R-I-N-G, suffering. Suffering means psychological suffering. The death of his wife caused him great suffering. Suicide. S-U-I-C-I-D-E, Suicide. Suicide means the act of killing yourself. It is a crime to commit suicide. Symptom. Symptom. Symptom means any sensation or change in bodily function that is experienced by a patient and is associated with a particular disease. Common symptoms of diabetes are weight loss. Talkative. Talkative. Talkative means friendly and open and willing to talk. Wine made the guest talkative. Wholehearted. 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 Wholehearted means with unconditional and enthusiastic devotion. Gave wholehearted support to her candidacy.
Is an online education right for you? We live in the information age. We have grown so accustomed to information at the speed of light that the prospect of not having immediate access to countless numbers of facts and figures with the mere click of a few buttons for many of us is simply disconcerting. For this reason, it only makes sense that there are many people across the nation and around the world that are embracing the idea of online learning and educational opportunities with every ounce of enthusiasm they can muster. At the same time, there are equal numbers of people around the world who are trying desperately to hold on to traditional methods of dealing with certain things. In fact, some people actually still play solitaire with a deck of playing cards. For people who feel that the information age has left them behind to some degree, the chances are quite good that online learning may not be the best available option for you. Below you will find a few questions that can help you narrow down whether or not you would truly benefit by taking some of the many online courses that are being offered in today's information age of learning. 1. Are you disciplined? This may seem like such an innocuous question because we would all like to think that we are disciplined to some degree. The problem is that when you are in the driver's seat for your own education, you need to have a little more than some small degree of discipline. You need to be able to meet deadlines, take the tests, and hold yourself responsible for actually learning the information that you need to learn in order to pass the course. There is no one to blame but yourself if you do not manage to do well in your online classes, and some people simply do not like being in the driver's seat when it comes to motivating and pacing themselves and their learning practices. 2. How do you learn best? We all have different methods of learning for which we retain information better than others. Online courses are reading intensive. If you have difficulties retaining the information you read, you may need to find an alternate learning method or seek solutions with the assistance of the course instructor before moving forward in an online learning environment. 3. Do you have a true desire to succeed? The answer to this question is quite important in determining whether or not online learning is in your best interest. There are many paths you can take in order to achieve the education and degree you desire. This is not the path of the masses, at least not yet. This type of learning, more than any other, is easy to give up on through apathy. If you aren't determined to do the assignments, to study the notes, and to really learn the material that is presented to you, then you really do not need to waste your time, or the instructor's time, by continually making up excuses. Online courses are largely self-paced, but you do have a limited amount of time in which to learn the material before you need to move on. The teacher is responsible for providing you the information and material, but you are responsible for everything that happens from that moment on. Are you ready for that responsibility? Whether you are a first-time college student or a professional that is returning to school after a long absence, online learning can open new doors of opportunity for your learning pleasure. You must be willing to walk through those doors and take the information that is presented to you. However, in order to be successful, My sincere hope is that everyone reading this will carefully consider whether or not the lack of structure that many online courses provides is going to be conducive to your specific learning and educational needs before taking the plunge. Online education offers unparalleled learning freedom. As the information age rolls on, we are finding more and more universities that are willing to invest in the education of students who may not necessarily be in a position to attend classes at that particular university. The offerings are still somewhat limited, but there are opportunities to earn associates, bachelor's, and even master's degrees strictly through online coursework. This is something that was virtually unheard of even a few years ago. Today's students truly do have more options available to them than ever before. If they are willing to invest the time and effort into their studies, there are few limits to the level of education you can receive, even if it has been years since you last attended a university or community college. Even those colleges and universities that do not offer full-fledged degree programs, exclusively through online learning mediums, are beginning to offer many courses online for students with busy schedules and lifestyles. This means that you now have the opportunity to combine distance or online learning with a few night or weekend courses in order to complete your degree, even if you have a full-time day job and family that needs to see you at home on occasion. Even if a degree is not something you are necessarily seeking, you might be amazed at the wide array of courses that are available for those interested in increasing their depth of knowledge on different issues from the comfort of their own homes. I know that the idea of self-directed online learning opportunities appeal to me on many levels. These opportunities, however, are not necessarily a good idea for everyone. We all learn in different manners, and some of us learn best by actually being in the classroom and hearing what has to be said or from hands-on experience. This type of learning is not necessarily possible when it comes to distance learning in an email or bulletin board type of environment, which is how many internet classrooms operate. Online learning is also not a good idea for those who aren't perfectly willing, able, and capable of holding themselves responsible for their learning. Face it, for some of us it is much easier to get up and go to a classroom than it is to force ourselves to log on and pay attention at home. We all have areas in which our discipline is well in hand, and others where we seem to have no discipline whatsoever. If you can't hold yourself on task, or have difficulties not being distracted by the many other novel things there are to do online, you might be best served through an actual classroom experience rather than a distance learning environment like those of online classes. This is not meant to discourage you from distance learning or online classrooms. In fact, I think these are by far the best option for many working professionals who are seeking to advance their careers, knowledge, or earning potential. You will not need to feel as though you are choosing between the future needs of yourself and your family and the limited time you have with your family already. You can schedule around your family time and make the sacrifice when it comes to sleep. With online classes, it doesn't matter if you are in your pajamas or in a suit and tie, you can still do the work you need to do online, and no one will be the wiser. You also might find that you can squeeze your education into your lunch hour, particularly if you can type and chew at the same time. The truth is that online classes offer superior flexibility to those hoping to further their education. Whether you are hoping to earn a degree or simply wish to broaden your horizons by taking a few online classes, you just might find that the possibilities are limitless once you begin taking these courses from home.
That's it. You have learned all of the articles. Now, you can move on to the vocabulary.
Prospect. P-R-O-S-P-E-C-T. Prospect. Prospect means the possibility of future success. His prospects as a writer are excellent. Disconcerting. D-I-S-C-O-N-C-E-R-T-I-N-G. Disconcerting. Disconcerting means causing an emotional disturbance and disconcerting experience. Embrace. E-M-B-R-A-C-E. R A C E. Embrace. Embrace means a close, affectionate and protective acceptance. His willing embrace of new ideas. Educational. E D U C A T I O N A L. Educational. Educational means providing knowledge relating to the process of education. An educational film. Enthusiasm. E N T H U S I A S M. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means a feeling of excitement, a lively interest. Enthusiasm for his program is growing. Muster. M U S T E R. Muster. Muster means gather or bring together. Muster the courage to do something. Traditional. T R A D I T I O N A L. Traditional. Traditional means consisting of or derived from tradition. Traditional history. Method. M E T H O D. Method. Method means a way of doing something, especially a systematic way, implies an orderly logical arrangement. To hold on to traditional methods of dealing with certain things. Degree. D E G R E E. Degree. Degree means an award conferred by a college or university signifying that the recipient has satisfactorily completed a course of study. He earned his degree at Princeton summa cum laude. Option. O P T I O N. Option. Option means one of a number of things from which only one can be chosen. What option did I have? Course. C O U R S E. Course. Course means education imparted in a series of lessons or meetings. He took a course in basket weaving. Disciplined. D I S C I P L I N E D. Disciplined. Disciplined means obeying the rules. A disciplined mind. Deadline. D E A D L I N E. Deadline. Deadline means the point in time at which something must be completed. Can they finish this before the deadline? Blame. B L A M E. Blame. Blame means attribute responsibility to. We blamed the accident on her. Intensive. I N T E N S I V E. Intensive. Intensive means characterized by a high degree or intensity, often used as a combining form. The questioning was intensive. Alternate. A L T E R N A T E. Alternate. Alternate means allowing a choice. An alternate plan. Achieve. A C H I E V E. Achieve. Achieve means to gain with effort. She achieved her goal despite setbacks. Instructor. I N S T R U C T O R. Instructor. Instructor means a person whose occupation is teaching. A driving instructor. Unparalleled. U N P A R A L L E L E D. Unparalleled. Unparalleled means radically distinctive and without equal. A breakdown of law unparalleled in our history. Freedom. F. R. E. E. D. O. M. Freedom. Freedom means the condition of being free, the power to act or speak, or think without externally imposed restraints. Online education offers unparalleled learning freedom. Associates. A. S. S. O. C. I. A. T. E. S. Associates. Associates means a degree granted by a two-year college, on successful completion of the undergraduate's course of studies. There are opportunities to earn associates, bachelor's degrees through online coursework. Virtually. V. I. R. T. U. A. L. L. Y. Virtually. Virtually means slightly short of, or not quite accomplished. I was virtually exhausted by the run. Unheard. U. N. H. E. A. R. D. Unheard. Unheard means not necessarily inaudible, but not heard. Her complaints went unheard. Effort. E. F. F. O. R. T. Effort. Effort means earnest and conscientious activity intended to do, or accomplish something. Made an effort to cover all the reading material. Full-fledged. Full-fledged. Full-fledged means having gained full status. Sees itself as a fully fledged rival party. Amazed. A. M. A. Z. E. D. Amazed. Amazed means filled with the emotional impact of overwhelming surprise, or shock. An amazed audience gave the magician a standing ovation. Bulletin. B. U. L. L. E. T. I. N. Bulletin. Bulletin means a brief report, especially an official statement issued for immediate publication, or broadcast. He pasted the bulletin on the wall. Capable. C. A. P. A. B. L. E. Capable. Capable means having capacity, or ability. Capable of walking on 2 feet. Distracted. D. I. S. T. R. A. C. T. E. D. Distracted. Distracted means draw someone's attention away from something. The thief distracted the bystanders. Seeking. S. E. E. K. I. N. G. Seeking. Seeking means the act of searching for something. A seeking for diamonds. Flexibility. F. L. E. X. I. B. I. L. I. T. Y. Flexibility. Flexibility means the quality of being adaptable, or variable. He enjoyed the flexibility of his working arrangement.
Polar bears in trouble. Polar bears have long fascinated us. With their thick, white coats, they look incredibly cuddly, particularly the cubs. In truth, they are the biggest and most powerful bears on the planet. Alas, they may be added to the endangered species list. Polar bears are an amazingly beautiful animal. Unfortunately, they are under a lot of pressure as a species, due to climate change in the Arctic. Receding ice, and pollution issues are leading to concerns polar bears may be facing extinction. To better understand polar bears, here's an overview of this amazing animal. While penguins are only found in Antarctica, polar bears are only found in the Arctic Circle. This, of course, means they are particularly susceptible to any environmental changes in the Arctic. Polar bears are the largest bear species by over 400 pounds on average. They are primarily solitary creatures. For food, seal is always on the menu, but they will also scavenge if they come across something tasty. Interestingly, polar bears never drink water. They get it all from their meals. Polar bears are known for their beautiful white coats. In truth, the coats are not white. The hairs are colorless, hollow tubes that absorb the light, giving them the bears their white color. Polar bear skin is actually black like their noses. A common myth is, the hollow tubes of polar bear skin can act like fiber optics for your phone. This myth has been disproved, but it gives you an idea of the nature of the hairs. Female polar bears usually give birth in the last 2 months of the year. They almost always give birth to twins. When it is time to do so, the mothers will dig dens out of the snow and ice. They will remain in the den without food until the cubs are able to leave. When born, polar bear cubs are absolutely tiny. They weigh less than 1 pound, which is pretty amazing considering an adult polar bear can weigh 1,100 pounds on average. After birth, the mother will stay with the cubs for 2 years and train them in all aspects of polar bear etiquette. After that she abandons them to their own fates. The fathers take no part in the raising of the cubs. As with many animals, polar bears have some unique characteristics. They can walk up to 40 miles a day and swim up to 60. To catch seals, they stand over a breathing hole and wait for a seal to come up for air. They then swat the seal with their left paw, always their left paw for some unknown reason. After eating, they can go 5 days without swatting another seal. As of the writing of this article, polar bear populations are under duress as the Arctic undergoes fundamental changes. Ice is melting and so is the territory of the polar bear. Those amazing penguins. Penguins live in a fairly limited area. Their primary home is Antarctica. Penguins can also be found in the cold coastal areas of New Zealand, Australia and South Africa. There are no penguins in the Arctic. This is the opposite of polar bears, which are not found in Antarctica. There are 17 species of penguins. The smallest are rockhoppers, which average roughly 12 inches in height. On the other end of the spectrum are the emperor penguins, which average nearly 48 inches in height. Penguins feed in the water, not on the ice of Antarctica. A typical meal consists of fish, squid or krill. Penguins can hold their breath underwater for 6 minutes, 6 times the average human. They are extremely strong swimmers, but can't swim backwards. As much of the penguins revealed, penguins have a unique breeding cycle. They only breed once a year and in protected areas called rookeries. Much like salmon, penguins return to the same rookeries each year. Depending on ice flow conditions, they may travel up to 70 miles to reach the rookeries. Once at the rookeries, penguins will flirt with each other until they find the perfect mate. The female will lay only 1 egg. She will push the egg to the male, who holds it on the top of his feet with his stomach fat hanging over it to keep it warm. He will do this for 9 straight weeks, and go without food. While he loses up to 50% of his body weight, the mother will head back to the ocean to feed as much as she can. She will then return to the rookeries just as the egg hatches and feed the baby from her mouth. The male, in turn, will head off to the ocean to eat and recover his body weight. When you see penguins in a zoo or water park, you should feel sorry for them. Because they are natives of Antarctica, the natural defense systems in their body are not tailored to germs found outside of the frozen continent. As a result, large numbers die from diseases caused by germs they have no defense to. Most people never have given a second thought to penguins. That is too bad, since they are truly amazing creatures. Tropical rainforest species. The tropical rainforest is a unique ecosystem that is home to many plants and animals, in fact more plants and animals than we even know about. The plants found in the tropical rainforest produce much of the oxygen that is essential for our planet. In addition, many of the plants have unique healing properties against illness and disease. Tropical rainforest is home to many rare animal species, such as the Brazilian tapir, found only in some areas of South America. Brazilian tapir is a mammal, which likes to live near water swimming and diving, feeding on leaves and small branches. Being naturally afraid of anything larger than itself, it is harmless to man. It likes to live mainly near the lakes and ponds that are present in the tropical rainforest. Besides this, there are many other unique animals that have made this beautiful rainforest their home. There are also many varieties of birds to be found in the rainforest. One such bird is the crested guan, which can be found on the northern tip of South America. This bird lives in the tall trees of the rainforest, and lives off of the seeds and fruits that are available on the floor of the tropical rainforest. After animals and birds, it is the turn of the reptiles. One unusual reptile species is the reptile called flying dragon, found in the forests of Indonesia and the Philippines. It derives its name from the fact that it can fly from one tree to another with its skin flaps. It lives on insects and ants. This forest also has another use for these reptiles. At breeding time, these reptiles bury their eggs in the fertile soil of the rainforest to breed. The slow loris is another animal that is unique to the tropical rainforest. This animal will spend most of his day in the tops of trees sleeping quietly. At night you'll find him feeding on shoots and leaves, small birds, birds' eggs, and insects that he finds on the ground. The loris is a very slow mover, but you'll rarely see him stumble as he makes his way from treetop to the forest floor. You might even see him hanging upside down from his feet. You will also find numerous varieties of snakes in these rainforest. One such variety is called the vine snake. It gets its name from the fact this snake has only half-inch diameter thickness. Another factor is its ability to swing from one side to another, like a vine in wind, when frightened, for example in a situation when it is stalked by a predator. It is found mainly in Central and Northern South America. It feeds on lizards and small birds. These small birds are often stolen by these snakes from their nests, while the lizards are got either from the trees or running on the forest floor. Besides these, the tropical rainforest is filled with numerous native animals. The tropical rainforest is a beautiful environment which at times could get harsh. As a result, many of these animals have specific features to deal with and survive in these harsh conditions. The wonders of this rainforest, information about plants and animals continues to amaze us day by day as it is revealed. That's it. You have learned all of the articles. Now, you can move on to the vocabulary.
Fascinated. F A S C I N A T E D. Fascinated. Fascinated means intensely interested in or attracted by. I'm very interested in birds. In fact, I'm fascinated by them. Cuddly. C U D D L Y. Cuddly. Cuddly means inviting cuddling or hugging. A cuddly teddy bear. Cub. C U B. Cub. Cub means the young of certain carnivorous mammals such as the bear or wolf or lion. A cub is a small bear. Endangered. E N D A N G E R E D. Endangered. Endangered means in imminent danger of extinction. An endangered species. Species. S P E C I E S. Species. Species means taxonomic group of plants or animals, whose members can interbreed. Endangered species of flora and fauna listed as key protection species. Concern. C-O-N-C-E-R-N, concern. Concern means be on the mind of. Receding ice and pollution issues are leading to concerns polar bears may be facing extinction. Extinction. E-X-T-I-N-C-T-I-O-N, extinction. Extinction means no longer in existence. The extinction of a species. Susceptible. S-U-S-C-E-P-T-I-B-L-E, susceptible. Susceptible means yielding readily to or capable of. Susceptible to colds. Solitary. S-O-L-I-T-A-R-Y, solitary. Solitary means of plants and animals. Not growing, or living in groups or colonies. Solitary bees. Scavenge. S-C-A-V-E-N-G-E, scavenge. Scavenge means collect discarded, or refused material. She scavenged the garbage cans for food. Hollow. H-O-L-L-O-W, hollow. Hollow means not solid, having a space, or gap or cavity. A hollow tree. Disprove. D-I-S-P-R-O-V-E, disprove. Disprove means prove to be false. The physicist disproved his colleague's theories. Den. D-E-N, den. Den means the habitation of wild animals. The mother bears will dig dens out of the snow and ice. Etiquette. E-T-I-Q-U-E-T-T-E, etiquette. Etiquette means rules governing socially acceptable behavior. A breach of etiquette. Seal. S-E-A-L, seal. Seal means any of numerous marine mammals that come on shore to breed, chiefly of cold regions. To catch seals, they stand over a breathing hole and wait for a seal to come up for air. SWAT. S-W-A-T, SWAT. SWAT means hit swiftly with a violent blow. SWAT flies. Population. P-O-P-U-L-A-T-I-O-N, population. Population means a group of organisms of the same species populating a given area. They hired hunters to keep down the deer population. Duress. D-U-R-E-S-S, duress. Duress means compulsory force or threat. Confessed under duress. Undergo. U-N-D-E-R-G-O, undergo. Undergo means go through mental or physical states or experiences. Undergo a strange sensation. Fundamental. F-U-N-D-A-M-E-N-T-A-L, fundamental. Fundamental means being, or involving basic facts or principles. The fundamental laws of the universe. Territory. T-E-R-R-I-T-O-R-Y, territory. Territory means a region marked off for administrative or other purposes. Ice is melting and so is the territory of the polar bear. Rookery. R. O. O. K. E. R. Y. Rookery. Rookery means a breeding ground for gregarious birds. Penguins breed once a year and in protected areas called rookeries. Flow. F. L. O. W. Flow. Flow means the act of flowing or streaming. Continuous progression. Depending on ice flow conditions. Flirt. F. L. I. R. T. Flirt. Flirt means talk or behave amorously, without serious intentions. Penguins will flirt with each other until they find the perfect mate. Lay. L. A. Y. Lay. Lay means produce eggs. The female will lay only one egg. Hatch. H. A. T. C. H. Hatch. Hatch means the production of young from an egg. The egg hatches. Tailor. T. A. I. L. O. R. Tailor. Tailor means adjust to a specific need. Their body are not tailored to germs found outside of the frozen continent. Germ. G. E. R. M. Germ. Germ means small organism that causes disease. Flies are germ carriers. Ecosystem. E. C. O. S. Y. S. T. E. M. Ecosystem. Ecosystem means a system formed by the interaction of a community of organisms with their physical environment. The tropical rainforest is a unique ecosystem. Predator. P. R. E. D. A. T. O. R. Predator. Predator means any animal that lives by preying on other animals. A hierarchy of food chains with the principal predator at the top.